Through his involvement with well over 300 client organizations, Dr. Keith Merron has impacted thousands of leaders as a consultant, executive coach, workshop leader, and through the inspiration of his writing and speaking. An expert in the arena of organizational transformation for more than 30 years, early on in his career, Keith recognized the importance of creating healthy organizational cultures as a foundation for achieving extraordinary levels of sustainable excellence. As author of numerous critically acclaimed books on the subject of leadership and mastery, and as a managing partner of Avista Consulting Group, Keith Merron is one of the most experienced and sought-after business consultants in the country today.
What we're going to be exploring is not leadership in general, but we're going to be exploring great leadership. And I want you to know that as soon as you ask the question, what is great leadership, you're in a conversation that has something to do with your values. I started this journey actually, 25, 30 years ago. My doctoral dissertation was on the relationship between ego maturity and leadership effectiveness. And I found something in that research that I think was quite simple, and my whole career in the past 25 or so years is based on that notion.
After working with thousands of CEOs and executives, Keith has discovered the keys to extraordinary leadership.
And if you look at my definition of great leadership, somebody who causes others to shift to a higher level, to cause others to produce a breakthrough in their lives, then maybe there aren't that many great leaders. I'm interested in what causes one leader to rise up and exhibit those qualities while another person doesn't.
As a leader in the field of organizational transformation, Keith's work is powerful and penetrating, bringing fundamental and enduring shifts in the way people think about leadership and their actions, helping leaders of all walks of life find the seed of greatness in themselves.
I think understanding or knowing great leadership and being a great leader are completely different things.
Dr. Merron is not your everyday leadership or motivational speaker. His style of speaking is deep and penetrating and offers an enduring message that ignites passion, purpose, and resolve.
The question is not what are the qualities that make great leadership. The question is what causes those to come up and arise. How do you find it inside yourself becomes a far more interesting question to me than how do you find it in a book. 99 out of 100 organizations are led by people who actually are not very clear, not very focused. They'd go, we want to have products that are the lowest price, the highest quality. How do you do that? Lowest price, best products, lowest cost, fast service, and best customer service. And I want all things. That's my strategy. It's not a strategy. It's I want to be everything to everybody. It lacks focus, it lacks clarity, and as a result, the organization is all over the place. A map has internal integrity to it and consistency to the vision.
Dr. Merron believes that the wellspring from which great leadership flows cannot be tapped into as a result of sharing information or being merely entertaining. Instead, Keith's medium and message are designed to deepen and tap into the potential for leadership greatness that lives within each of us, to inspire others to find their own capacity to bring forth their full leadership ability.
If I believed that it was born and natural and not made, then I'd say, well, I wonder if you've really got the stuff. And I have the opposite view. I actually think greatness is in each and every one of us, and therefore it's made. I'm pretty certain that leadership is earned, and great leadership is earned even more. That doesn't mean you have to struggle for it, but it does mean you need to go through the journey.
Expanding his efforts of bringing fresh perspectives to the world of organizational excellence, Keith has developed a series of dialogues with remarkable leaders. In these conversations, Keith engages in a deep exploration of the forces that gave rise to their leaders' success, revealing timeless lessons that apply to anyone interested in achieving a breakthrough in their own lives and the lives of those who report to them.
So I get that you figured it out. I get that it's almost like you applied your analytic problem-solving skills to a bigger problem. But again, I see a lot of leaders do that. They figured out, aha, it's about the people, so I'll just be about the people, which is different than naturally being about the people. It's more like they learn the doing of, or the actions of a good leader. Oh, let's see, good leaders create commitment. So if I'm more, in order to create commitment, I need to have them engaged. In order for them to be engaged, I need to have them participate more. So I will be a participatory leader, but it lacks the heart. It's almost like a well-designed strategy, and others don't get it. They don't feel the heart present. And I'm of a mind, your heart was also present. You didn't just figure it out. You naturally brought some heart.
It has to be real. If somebody's thinking this is all, just today's, flavor of the month, it's never going to work.
Right. Often we think of, Henry Ford or Thomas Watson or Jack Welch, and they exude this big personality. And so we equate charisma and leadership with that big personality. Mm-hmm. And I don't think of you as having that big personality that, hey, here's me and how big I am. You're much more quiet and understated. But there's a certainty, a clarity, a determination that's there. And to me, that's when I think about charisma at its finest. It's not so much loud, and maybe charisma is not the best word for it. It can be loud or quiet, but it's a certainty, a confidence, a sureness. We're going here. Mm-hmm. And it's so sure, others kind of get sucked into that wake. Mm-hmm. And they feel it. They embody it along with you. That's the thing that I think impresses me about you more than anything.
You know what you think about later, way after the fact, is what if I were wrong?
Right, well, you could have been.
Yeah.
I've had the pleasure of working with a lot of CEOs, particularly younger ones, for whom it's their first stint, and I started to coin this thing called CEO-itis. And if any of you become a CEO, you'll catch it. It's just inevitable, like catching a flu. You'll get it. And you got it. You got CEO-itis, and it's this flu symptom that your first time you don't want to blow it.
Yeah.
And you're going, oh boy, I get a chance to now cut my teeth on something, and this fear seizes you. But then you learn, you didn't. It's like getting mono. You can't get it a second time.
Well, I think there's some fundamental tenets about leadership that translate across all companies. And, for me, it's like, what are the core values of the company? What is the culture? Who is the customer?
For companies, organizations, and individual leaders that want to challenge people to reach greater heights of success and to find the wellspring from which their own greatness resides, Keith Merron's talks inspire and help create fundamental shifts in thinking and action.
I think if you can get in an organization, in a business of some kind, to get people to produce better and better results, that's pretty darn good. But if you can get people to raise their game to a new level, to cause a breakthrough in the way in which they see and understand the world, that to me is great leadership.
Each of Keith's presentations draw from his research and book writing. They include The Heart and Soul of Remarkable Leadership, Aligning Your Organization for Enduring Success, Discovering Your Deepest Passion, Living an Authentic Life, and The New Era of Business. For more information on how you can book Dr. Keith Merron for a speaking engagement, call 415-488-4003 or visit remarkableleaders.com.